Welcome back. It's Wednesday, March 8th in the NBA. My four favorite picks are on the way. Let's recap yesterday. Oh, they don't want to because it was an 0-3 day. Cam Johnson, Draymond Green, Tyus Jones just do not get it done. Giannis does not play, so he voids. It was a back-to-back 0-3 days, our worst two-day stretch in the NBA this season. Our plays have obviously been very good. You see our track record on the screen, my record full season long. It's been really good, just two really bad days. A couple bad beats in there, but I'm not going to make excuses. The plays got to get better, and hopefully they start hitting today, and we can go 4-0. Day 2 of our ladder challenge did hit. We'll worry about, the added payout for day 3s and all the way to the end, but either way, that will be live a little bit later on today. If you are new, go down below, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and if you want to comment your favorite play, maybe I'll tell you guys, go do that down below in the comments. And if you ever need any sportsbook sign-up bonuses, they're all linked down below. A lot of ours are code COS. You get a 100% deposit match on a lot of different things. Go check it out, all linked down below. Let's hop into our favorite plays. Start with this first one. We've been ice cold. Hopefully this guy can rescue us because it's Ice Trey Young, over 24.5 points, minus 125 on DraftKings. I'd play this at 25.5, but personally, we know how sharp these lines can get. So if you can take 25 plus points, maybe same game parlay it with like 6 plus assists to get that value down, I would like that probably a little bit more than taking it at 25.5. Now, Trey's had a couple bad matchups, two tough matchups versus the Heat, a team he normally struggles against, and then a blowout versus the Blazers where he didn't get this done. I think he had it with 23 points against the Blazers in 29 minutes. So we've seen his points line come down. 24.5 is a smash spot. I got to take it every single night because Trey, going up against the Wizards, should be a good game. These are two teams still battling for playoff seeding, and these two teams just played on February 28th, about a week ago. Trey, 31 points, 11 for 26 shooting. So he didn't even shoot well, but he shot 26 times. Obviously a matchup that the Hawks were trying to exploit. Now, DeLon Wright will likely guard him, but I'm not afraid of DeLon Wright. We're going to see Trey run a lot of pick and rolls with Capella and John Collins. I just don't think Kristaps and Daniel Gafford are going to come outside of the paint. So I think Trey could have to use that floater game. Now, the Hawks are back on the road. That game against the Wizards was at home, but still, Trey averaging 26.6 points per game, scored 25 points in 36 of 58 games played. So well over half of his games. He's also dominated the Wizards in his last 9 matchups against them, averaged 31.3 points per game, hitting this over, scoring 25 plus in 8 of 9 games. I think he scored 26 plus in 7 of 9. So like I said, Gafford and Porzingis probably going to clog the paint. So I don't expect big nights from Capella and Collins and the big guys, but I expect Trey to have his floater game going. He should be able to knock down some shots. It should be a close game, a high scoring game, back and forth. I think Trey at 24.5, way too low of a number. We've already taken advantage of it, this line being low once. Hopefully he does it again. We'll take Trey Young, over 24.5 points. Now let's keep it moving to another guy that has wronged us in the recency, but I'm going to put that beside us and trust him again. This is Brandon Ingram, over 25.5 points, minus 115 on Caesars. Now, Ingram, loves, knock on wood, loves to finish at 24 and 25. And even 26. So if this goes up to 26.5, probably only playing that for a half unit. Probably would try to find a same game parlay to get Ingram for 25-ish points. Now, Ingram and the Pelicans haven't been great recently. Zion Williamson's still out. They've lost 2 straight, 6 of their last 7. They return home in desperate need of a win. And while I'm not saying they beat the Dallas Mavericks today, this game is going to be close, and they're going to need Ingram to step up. And the Mavericks haven't been great defensively. They're on a back-to-back, and they really just, their defense has not been good. And Ingram, he's been out there a ton of minutes. Regardless of outcome, if it's a blowout or not, played 38 minutes in 4 straight games. All we need him to do is be aggressive in the Mavericks. He should be able to hit 26 points. He did that versus Dallas on February 2nd, and that was when they had Dorian Finney-Smith, one of the better defenders in the league. They do not have DFS anymore. He's now a Brooklyn Net. Josh Green might try to guard him, but he can't really guard him. And at the end of the day, over the last 10 games, Mavericks, most points per game in the paint allowed. 5th worst defensive rating in the NBA. So Ingram, a guy that drives to the hoop the most on the Pelicans, should be able to get to the free throw line, should be able to get to the rim, just need him to lay it in, not settling for 3-pointers, get to the mid-range, get to the rim, lay it in, and look, this is a must-win game. I think Ingram's going to step up. We'll see Irving and Doncic shooting every single shot for the Mavs today, unless one of them doesn't play. I think he's going to have to step up. He should be able to shoot over the 20 field goal attempts tonight. Really love Ingram. We're taking his over 25.5 points. If he hurts us again, yeah, we might not have to take an Ingram prop for a little bit. Now let's move on to another guy that hurt us. And look, I'm just going to run back some plays because, look, normally what happens when we run back the plays, they normally hit, and it's going to be Damian Lillard. You owe us some money. We're taking his over 40.5 points plus assists, minus 110 on DraftKings. Now, last time Dame played, we took his over in points, and he had it was 35.5. He ended with 31 points. And obviously, they start doubling him. And that's why we're going to points plus assists, because I think that's a little bit safer. Now, if you need this line, if it's at 35, you want to take his points line or his PRA line, you can go for that. I don't mind that either. I think Dame is a big night. Now, like I said, last game, Dame, 10 for 28. Thanks for that. Scored 31 points, but also had 12 assists. So he had 43 points plus assists. And taking the points plus assists is just an okay indicator. Maybe if the Celtics want to double him, he'll at least have those assist chances go skyrocketing to the moon, and maybe he can get a double-double. But while we're not counting on that, honestly, I'd rather Dame score a lot more points than get a bunch of assists. But Lillard still over this line in 4 straight games with 41, 41, 47, and 43 points plus assists. Still a Blazers team, still battling for playoff competition, and Dame has been on fire over this in 18 of his last 25, 20 plus field goal attempts in 20 of his last 25. And look, the Blazers need him out there. Anthony Simon's still sidelined. Yusuf Nurkic might play, not really worried about that. Maybe some more assists for him, but still 20 plus field goal attempts should be what we expect from Dame Lillard at this point. Marcus Smart, decent defender for the Celtics, but Lillard's going to have to step up. The Celtics are a team that like to somewhat play fast, especially against a team like the Blazers, who really don't play a lot of defense. So Dame's going to have to play well. He's played well against Boston. His last 3 against them, 39, 38, and 46 points plus assists. So he's getting really close to it, but now his usage is skyrocketed to the moon. Robert Williams is out, so I'm really not afraid of the Celtics rim protection. We saw a guy like Dame Lillard miss several layups that he normally makes. Al Horford, not too scared of him down below in the paint. So I love Dame Lillard. Love him tonight to bounce back after a really poor shooting night. 28 field goal attempts. Give that to us again. We'll take this every single night of the week. We'll take it over 40.5 points plus assists. Now let's move on to my 4th and final play of the day. It's going to be a Toronto Raptor, and it's Fred VanVleet. We like his over 7.5 assists, minus 115 on DraftKings. If this gets too juiced for you, go for like a same game parlay. Maybe put Pascal Siakam 15 plus points or Jakob Poeltl 10 plus points. Now, my 1 week Raptors ban has been lifted. I believe it is passed. And look, if this plays a failure, boom. The ban right back onto the props. We need the Raptors and Fred VanVleet to step up today, and he's been really good recently, especially with Poeltl in the lineup. Now let's talk about VanVleet. Obviously, Poeltl and VanVleet, great 1-2 combo, great pick and roll combo, and this is the Clippers defense that really stinks. And I expect Poeltl and maybe VanVleet to combine on a lot of different layups and opportunities tonight, because we've seen VanVleet last 6 games. He's had 8, 15, 9, 8, 9, and 14 assists, going over in 6 straight games. Last game, 21 potential assists against the Nuggets, and like I said, the Clippers defense hasn't been great. Over the last 10 games, we've been giving up the 4th most points per game in the paint. And while you could say maybe Pascal Siakam steps up here, but I think we're going to see a lot of Fred VanVleet driving and maybe dishing it to the other guys, or maybe they knock down some corner threes, or maybe Poeltl's just absolutely feasting in the paint. But we just saw the Clippers give up 12 assists to Tyus Jones, but since the All-Star break, they played in 6 games. 6 games, and they've allowed 6 players to have 8 plus assists and hit this over, and 4 of those guys had 10 plus assists if you're looking for good value for a double-double. VanVleet and the Raptors, we know Nick Nurse is like, hey, we're running you guys into the ground. He's going to play 35 minutes. If this is even a closer game, maybe 38. We've seen the Clippers playing some super high scoring type games with Russell Westbrook pushing the pace. So at the end of the day, I really like VanVleet. Maybe he gets a guy like Paul George on him, and maybe that's a tougher matchup for him, so he's facilitating a little bit more, but I think he can get us 8 assists. It's been really good. Fred VanVleet, we trust you, man. Over 7.5 assists, my 4th and final play of the day. So, as to recap all of our plays, we're going to be running with Trey Young over 24.5 points, Brandon Ingram over 25.5 points, Damian Lillard over 40.5 points plus assists, and then Fred VanVleet, the Toronto Raptor, over 7.5 assists. Those are my 4 favorite plays of the day. Drop your favorite plays down below in the comments. Day 3 of the ladder challenge will be live a little bit later. It'll be linked right here once it is live. Appreciate you guys. Want any sportsbook sign-up links? All linked down below in the description. Love you guys. Let's have a great Wednesday. Let's have a bounce back day. Go 4-0. Win back some units that we deserve. I'll see you guys back in tomorrow morning. Peace.